Hey everybody, it's the day after Thanksgiving 2016 and I'm gonna head up and do a little panning for gold. Thought I'd bring you along. It's 41 degrees here. I have a feeling it'll be in the 30s when I get there, but not too cold to work, so let's go see what we find. Alright, I'm back. So I'm down at one of the creeks in the Nevada City area. The locals obviously know exactly where I'm at. Forest Service has recently blocked off vehicle traffic, so I'm going to pick a place nearby. I don't feel like huffing all my equipment, but I'll do a little scouting around here, and I'll pick a little spot. I'm just going to set up the sluice after that. I'll save you the time watching me test pan, but I'll punch some holes in here. I'll do a little test panning, and then once I know where I'm going to set up here, I'll get some equipment set up, get my waders on, and start shoveling some dirt. So see you back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. So I'll show you what I was doing here for picking a place, and then we'll go from there. I'll reverse the camera position and get back to you here in just a second. Okay, so what I started doing was checking along here where the erosion had potentially concentrated material, and I did see a little bit of it. Especially you get around this tree, you can see where it's eroded out on either side of the tree. Actually, it's a bush and an old post, and did see a little color. Saw a little speck in this little flake in this one hole, so I may regret not spending more time here. But the best gold I was seeing was back over here along the edge of the current flow of this creek, which is constantly changing. So what I did is once I did some tests along here, I found the area that was the best result, and this is probably gonna be impossible to see, but I'll try to point at it. You can see this hole here. I did a little pan here, did a pan there, did a pan out there, even though you can't really see it. Found the best gold was between those two outer ones. Then I moved to the left about 1.5 feet, and then out another 1.5 feet, and then came back across 1.5 feet and 1.5 feet to see along this stringer which way the gold was getting better. It's fairly consistent, but it's probably a little bit better to the right here as it starts around the bend. And plus, Ella's had me working that much closer to my my sluice box. It'll make for an easy day. So I'm gonna work this area here and show you how it turned out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this guy here. I built him out of an old wastebasket. I actually found this guy at Goodwill and took another piece of mesh screen material and actually mounted along there. And what I do is I'll fill him up with material in the bucket. I'll use him for screening, and since the gold in this area is mostly fine, but there are pickers that show up in here. So what I'll do is once I get it classified through there, I'll actually shake it back and dump the material out, but let whatever stays in there, once I get it where almost everything falls out, whatever stays in that little spot there, I just leave there. And I have yet to find a piece of gold in there, but I do catch lead in there. So the reality is if I get a piece of gold that's big enough, if I'm catching the lead in there, I know I'm going to catch the gold in there. So someday I'm going to get a picker. So and we've got some neighbors by there doing a little target practice, so you'll have to bear with that as well on the video. So anyways, what I'm going to do now is work a little bit, and then I'll start loading the sluice, and which is set up right here, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is what I expected. I'll back up a little bit. This sluice box is out of an old dredge my my brother-in-law built many years ago. So he's designed for higher flow. So sorry about that. So I thought I'd feed a little bit of fine screen material in and just see what's going on. Well, you can see what's going on if I can point in the right spot. Not much. So I'm going to add some more rocks along here, and there we go. I'm zoomed in. That's my problem. I'll add some more rocks along here and increase the water flow down through there and cure that problem. Alright, so I'm doing a little too soon, but I wanted to demonstrate how this thing works. So I've been screening with it, and then when I'm classifying it, I'm putting some pitch in it, so any heavies will stick in this corner down here where all this gravel is, and then I pitch it back and I dump it. Sorry, I pitch it back and I dump it and keep collecting that material. And normally I'll work pretty much through the day before I even mess with it. But in this case, I wanted to just jump ahead. I'll save that material. Not going to worry about cleaning that screen out real good. I'll just keep reloading it. But I wanted to see if it's catching anything. If nothing else, lead. I haven't seen any lead in my test pans yet, so there may not be any. I don't know. But let's take a look. Again, my method of panning, if I can keep that still and not wash away from me, is to do a counterclockwise swirl, and my gold will stick mostly in that corner right there. So if I'm sloughing off material off the left side of this guy, I can be pretty aggressive with it and not lose much. In this case, I don't expect to see much of anything, but hey, let's find out. Of course, we'll do all this one-handed. I've got some fine colors in there that must have been stuck to some gravels. So, probably from not point washing it perfectly. But no lead shot, no pickers. But that's how that works. Alright. So here's the hole I've been working in, widening out. Let me back up. It's kind of hard to see, the water's so clear. This is where I'm set up here. I've been down about 8 inches or so. It's kind of a clay layer. I'm not finding much anything once I hit that. So I'm kind of migrating a little bit this way. Not quite as deep right here, but decided to go ahead and do a little test pant to see how we're doing. So show you where I'm at on that. Hopefully I can do all this one-handed. I can't really zoom in, can I? One-handed, so let's do this. There we go. Sit it down. Of course, now I've got my gold everywhere. There's a speck there. May or may not be in focus. There's a speck there. Actually, there's several along there. There's some real fine stuff there that you probably can barely see. So it tells me I'm on the gold still. So I'll continue working this area, and then I'm going to do a test out further into the creek at some point here. All right, be back. All right, I'm back. I've been working for a couple hours or so. Been test panning in some different spots out here, just seeing if I can nail a spot that's getting a little bit better color. Even did a little metal detecting. Sometimes I'll use my metal detector to chase black sand layers and then work those layers. But ultimately I had to take a break and get out of the water. The water's in the 30s. I didn't put on my waders. I do have some neoprene socks that I put on it, but it only bought me so much. So I'm taking a break here because my shoes are basically a couple of packages of frozen hot dogs, so I gotta let them warm up a little bit, or I'm likely to break off a toe. It's cold. so just feeding this loose a little slow. He's made for a dredge, so I don't need those Hungarian riffles for this kind of flow, so I have to feed him pretty slow. So I'll spend a little more time at it, and then I'm going to clean up the box. If I get some good color, I may stay motivated and keep working. Otherwise, I'll show you what I got, and we're going to call it a day. All right, see you later. All right, so I did a cleanup to see where I was at, see if I can stay motivated to keep working in this really cold water. Didn't do too bad. Hopefully that's coming out. It looks like it's fuzzy. There is one little piece in there, in the center there, that almost a picker. He's a flake that you could pick out if you really wanted to. He's not quite a picker, but not too bad for a few hours work playing in an area where a lot of people have hit it pretty hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this gold away to the person that gets the closest guess once I have 50 guesses on the weight. And guess in hundredths of a gram. And I'll give you a hint, it's not an ounce. But if you thought it was 10 grams, and I can tell you it ain't 10 grams. But if you thought it was 10 grams, you could guess 10.00 or 9.99 or 10.001. So you get the point. Guess in hundredths of a gram. When I get 50 guesses, I will reveal who it is, who won, and then if they go on to Gold Prospector Space, if they're not already a member, join. It's free, and contact me through there. Then I will make arrangements, and I'll put this in a little vial, and I will ship it off to you for free. I did all the work for you. All right, so thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and good luck to whoever gets the gold. Well, I decided to throw in one last video clip on this of where I was at. So obviously the locals know where this is at. I'll even shoot. Take a little shot of it, and I was working right past those bushes basically. And oh, there goes a finger. Color is returning to my toes, so it's all good. But I think it's getting ready to snow. It's getting cold, so I am out of here.